Hi everybody, it's Donna from donnasdreamworks.blogspot.com. A friend of mine came over the other day to pick up a couple of cards that she had ordered, and she was looking for some Get Well cards, and so I realized that my stash of cards was very low in Get Well cards. So I've decided to make a series of cards that I'm going to call Inside Out Feel Better cards, and you'll see why we call it that as we get the card made. I've already made a couple, and after we go through this one that I'm going to make with you, I'll share those with you also. What basically I'm doing is creating the card with what you would normally see on the front of the card on the inside, and what you might see on the inside on the front of the card. And let's get started, and I'll show you how it goes. I'm starting with a regular white card base, and this is the cardstock from Walmart, so I use it for all of my card bases that I'm using white cardstock for. It's a very good cardstock and not expensive. This is an A2 size card. That's 5.5 by 4.25. And I'm going to start with an orange matte, and I've pre-cut some of the pieces so it wouldn't take forever to do this video. And I'm just going to maybe give it a little ink treatment with Vintage Photo. I haven't been doing a lot of cards lately because I have become somewhat addicted to mini albums, and I am by no means the expert on mini albums that I see online. I look at a lot of folks, and they are just so talented in that respect. But I have fun doing it, and I'll make another video when I finish this one to show you some of the projects I've been working on. Besides the mini albums, I've also been working on some Christmas items. You know, when you make things for Christmas, you have to start early. So I have orange cardstock here, and I think this is a Recollections. And then I have a piece of orange printed paper that I imagine, I don't remember where it came from. It's out of my stash, so we're just going to put this on. The orange cardstock is approximately 1/4 inch smaller. It was, again, a scrap, so I just had to make it fit the best I could. And then this one is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. Now what I have done, and I meant to do a little edging around this one too, so let me just go around the edge here a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to put on next is my outside sentiment. Now the outside sentiments are computer generated, and I don't know if you can see this one. Let's see. It says headache, fever, chills, sore throat. So that's the outside sentiment. And I'm sorry I didn't keep track of my fonts and font sizes. I'll have to do that if I make a lot of these so that you'll understand. But I usually just flip through the fonts and find one that looks a little bit cute and not block letters. Now what I did is I took one cartridge to create the series I'm doing now, and that cartridge happens to be Create a Critter. So here's the front of the card, and then we open it up, and I'm going to create a bit of a scene in here. And I'm going to start by seeing if I can give us a few clouds in the sky, and I'm using Broken China. And this is just a scalloped piece that I had in my embellishment drawer. Sometimes, you know, when you're making things and you have extras, you just put them all in a box for the later use. And I find that the scallops do well at making clouds in the sky here. And if you hear some noise, we've got a little thunderstorm around us. And I don't really have to go all the way down. I'm going to cover it somewhat down at the bottom, but I will just to make sure I'm covered. Okay. And the next thing I did is to take a piece of craft cardstock and just tear it off to put down at the bottom here. Okay, but first I have to put on my inside sentiment. And on the inside, I'm going to do a little, I guess you'd say, I think they call it a ticket cut, but it's just using your hole punch backwards. Just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to ink it up. And that's going to go on first. And this sentiment says, boy, do I hate a sore throat. Feel better soon. And so I'm just going to place this over here to the right. Can anybody guess which animal I might be using for that sentiment? You remember, it's Create a Critter. Alright, now we'll get our craft cardstock on. And now for the animal, and I need to get out some pop dots because I'm going to pop this puppy up. I don't think I might be able to get that. Whoops. Line pop dots. Well, here's the animal that hates a sore throat. And as you can see, he has one. This is just a piece of gauze from those 2x2 squares of gauze you find in emergency kits. Remind me to put it back in the car. So let's see if we can get him popped up. I think sometimes it's fun to have the surprise on the inside of the card that people aren't expecting. Kind of makes it just a little bit different. I might have to put just another little piece on his back side and his head. There. I think this will fit. There. Okay. These are the self-made foam squares that using that Fun Foam and Xyron machine. And there you go. There's your boy. I hate a sore throat. Feel better soon. And on the outside is the outside sentiment. Probably good for flu season. Okay, so that's an inside out feel better soon card. And here's a couple of the others that I've already made. This one says, oops, yikes, oh my, oh no. And on the inside it says, hope you will be back on your feet soon. And obviously we have the turtle who's not on his feet. I use some glossy accents on the turtle shell just to make it a little bit special. And then I have this one. This one says, heard you were feeling sick. Now that really stinks. And we have guess who. Okay, so try looking at some of your cartridges and making some inside-out cards. The animals and the focal points don't always have to be on the cover. Sometimes they can be hidden inside for a funny little surprise when you open it up. I hope the people who get these cards feel a lot better. I'll be back again a little later to share with you some of the other projects I've been working on. But thanks for stopping by Donna's Dreamworks, and see you later. Have fun and play nice.